The five would make their way to Venice, at the behest of Speedwagon and Caesar. Despite their recent losses and their setbacks, now was not the time to slow themselves. Now was the time to speed forward to the inevitable clash between good and evil. They would arrive to the city of Venice. As they did so, they made their way to a gondola. They were hoping to catch a ride to a particular island, the home of Caesar's master. They would be greeted by a masked individual, someone who looked the part of the clown, and, much to Joseph's annoyance, found himself being slapped in the face with an oar as he landed into the waters. But thankfully, his hamon kept him afloat. It was rough and coarse, but he showed potential. The masked individual would reveal themselves. What was thought to be a man turned out to be a woman of elegance and charm. Caesar introduced her with great respect and reverence. Lisa, one of the world's greatest masters of hamon. Of course, Lisa was impressed that someone as much of a novice as Joseph showed that much promise. He had a bright future in the way of hamon. Perhaps with a few years' time, he could truly become a worthy successor of Nabu. But unfortunately, they didn't have years or even months. They only had one month to make the most of his training. Lisa would greet Speedwagon and Smokey. But when she came to Captain Midnight, Mr. Jim found himself receiving nothing but a slap to the face, and he expected that. I see that you're still as lively as ever, Lisa. You would be wise to hold your tongue around me, Captain. Time heals all wounds, but it will never allow me to forget. No, and I don't really expect you to, so why would you come here? And why would you bring him, Speedwagon? It took everything in my power to deaden the fire that burned against even you. But you wish to stoke that flame by bringing him into my presence. It's only temporary, Lisa. I have business to attend to back in the States. Me and my friend Smokey here. Huh? We're going back home? I have to stop by Brooklyn, Smokey, to say hello to Miss Irina, and to take care of some other issues that I'll need your help with. We're not going to be gone long. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I was kind of bummed out. Huh? I mean, I thought maybe I could learn some of that hamon stuff. Maybe I could get a little stronger. I am sorry, my child, Lisa would say. You have a good heart and a good spirit, but I don't believe that hamon training would be in your future. No need to look like that. Hamon wasn't in my future either, but I've made a pretty good name for myself, Speedwagon said. And him? Lisa said, nodding towards the captain. He's just here to watch over the boys and take care of some things at the facility that I have here in Italy, that's all. Promise that you'll stay out of her way and that you'll behave. You'll have no problems from me, Speedwagon. Nor will you, Miss Lisa. I will tolerate you for 1 month and then I will tolerate you no longer. After this month, this will be the last time you and I will ever see one another. Am I clear? Crystal. Okay, can anyone tell me what's going on? What is this? It's a breathing apparatus, Lisa said. We don't have time to waste. I can't breathe well. No, you can't breathe well. And if you continue to hyperventilate, you won't be able to breathe at all. We need to get your breathing under control. That is the only way that you'll be able to master your Hamon properly. For the next month, you boys are going to be taken down to the depths of hell. But you'll come out stronger for it. I promise. And in the meantime, I'll be taking this. Lisa snatched the helmet of fate. I've heard about your predicament. If you think that slapping on this little trinket is going to get you where you need to go, you are gravely mistaken. You'll be wasting Nabu's time, as well as your own. How do you know his name? I know many things, JoJo. More than you'll realize. That bloody woman! Always speaking in a condescending tone. I ought to teach her a lesson. Watch yourself, Joestar. That woman I respect like my own mother. Bow when she walks away and show respect. As the boys went off the train, Smokey and Speedwagon would catch the next flight immediately back to America. As they sat together privately, Smokey would begin to feel a little down. Sure, he had come along on this wild ride of an adventure along with JoJo and the others. And yeah, they had managed to help in rescuing Speedwagon. They'd gone so far and seen so much. But a part of him felt inadequate. That somehow all of this was just way above his pay grade. Mr. Speedwagon? Yes, Smokey? How do you handle all this? I mean, apparently you've been doing this for a long time. You're not a Hamon user. You don't have any magic powers. Pretty sure you've never had to go down a yellow brick road or meet a wizard. So why do it? A lot of people have asked me that, Smokey. True, I don't have any powers. Not a Hamon user. I've got no rabbit hidden up my sleeve. No magic tricks. In the end, I am who I am. And to be quite frank with you, I prefer it that way. In a world with gods and monsters, demons, devils, everything in between, every sort of nightmare that you can fathom from every reality, sometimes it's easy to get lost in it all. But I take pride in what I've been able to achieve by just being who I am. Of course, I know that for a life like this, more often than not, things don't always go the way you want them to. For men like us, we don't get to fall in sleep and death in the comfort of our home surrounded by loved ones. We don't get the white picket fence. We don't get the gal. We don't get the family. We get the thrill of the hunt. We get the adventure. We get the chase. You'll run around this world 1,000 times, Smokey. You'll see things that only few could ever dream of. But in the end, you die alone. And more often than not, you die in pain. God doesn't take men like us peacefully. But when the time comes, when we're being called up to the pearly gates, I'd like to think that we accomplished some good in our life. Why do I do what I do, Smokey? Because if I don't, who will? I know what's out there. I know that someone has to fight it. And we can't always expect that a Hamon user or that someone special will crawl through. So you're always prepared. Well, at least I try to be. So, why are you getting me involved? You and JoJo are more alike than you realize. I've known that boy ever since the day that he was born. And let me tell you, he's not like any other child. No, he always saw the world differently. He didn't take anything from anyone, never afraid to throw down. He knew he was exceptional in every way, and he excelled at it. But because of that, he isolates many others from his life. It's hard for anyone to get close to him, not anyone that he didn't already know. But you managed to do the impossible. You made friends with him. You're like a brother to him. And I'm sure it's been tearing him up inside having you along on this adventure. If anything ever happened to you, Smokey, I'm sure that he would lose it. And I don't think there's anyone who could stop him. So I'm a liability. Your family, Smokey. And family protects family. You're family to the Joestar, and that makes you family to me. And that means I need to do everything in my power to protect you. And how are you going to do that? Well, Speedwagon said with a smile, I may not have Haman, but I've been in this game for a long time. So I've learned a thing or two about killing monsters. And for these pillar men, I think it's time to bust out my finest work. That sounds pretty ominous, Mr. Speedwagon. Oh, it is. It's insane, crazy, and will likely be the death of me. But what better way to go? In the meantime, Caesar and JoJo were dealing with their own kind of hell. The boys found themselves stuck inside of a pit, the walls around them completely covered in vegetable oil. And in the center of this pit, a 24-meter pillar that continued to spew out that oil. It was impossible to climb, and for the few times that JoJo had tried to use other methods, he paid for it dearly. On top of having a breathing apparatus that restricted his airflow, now he had to focus his Haman to the tips of his fingers to ascend on top of the pillar, to survive. For Caesar, it took all of his concentration, and for JoJo, it took him a while to get the hang of it. Are you really prepared to kill those boys? Captain Midnight would ask. If they cannot accomplish something as simple as this, then they are already dead. That's a little harsh even for you. After all, that boy is silence, Captain. I don't believe that I gave you permission to speak to me. I'm sorry about what happened to him. You're sorry? Yes, I've heard that countless times. But sorry will not bring him back, now will it? You continue on, wearing that ridiculous costume, parading yourself like a hero. But you will never be half of the hero that he was. I can hardly stomach that his legacy will only be remembered through you. Ouch. But not expected. You're right. I'll never live up to the Joestar name. I can only do the best that I can, Lisa. And I hope you realize that. I'm not trying to replace him. I never could. I never wanted to. But we are where we are. And we can only make do with what we've got. For what it's worth, we fight for the same cause, don't we? Can we at least agree on that? The captain would walk away, leaving Lisa there to ponder on these things as she cradled the helmet in her hands. The matter only got worse as a large column of oil would begin to spew out. Caesar would use his hamon to cut his way through the pressurized liquid before ascending to the top, while JoJo, he would have to glide across its surface and launch himself forward. Thankfully, both boys managed to escape after 3 days, and they passed their first test. The second would be just as grueling. With the help of Lisa's assistants, Messina and Loggins, the boys would train their body, mind, and spirit, gradually growing in their usage of hamon. In the meantime, Lisa was preparing them for the next stage. In just 21 days, you boys have managed to exceed my expectations. Oh, is that before or after you tried to kill us for the 100th time? Joseph said, still managing with that breathing apparatus. I hope the helmet's keeping you company. Oh, it is, Lisa said. But now it's time for the next stage of your training. You now know about hamon, but it's time for you to go to the next stage. What do you really know about hamon energy? It's a power that comes from the sun, Caesar said. Yes, but tell me, do you understand it on a deeper level? All living things can conduct hamon, including the human body. It's called melanin. It's something that we receive from the sun. Melanin, isn't that what affects different skin tones? Yes, some absorb more melanin than others. It's what causes the different races in the world. In the end, we are all beings that are kissed by the sun. And while some use it as a way to divide us, it's supposed to be something that connects us. The sun blesses everyone with his light. All across the world, we receive its gifts. If people could understand that, then perhaps hamon could be something that's used to unite instead of dividing. Like this. Lisa would twirl her finger in the air. Slowly, glowing little lights would form around her. Once you understand hamon and you allow it to flow through your body, you can call it forth, bend it, twist it, along with everything else that's in it. Lisa would point to some potted plants. As she twirled her finger, the plants would begin to move. How are you doing that? Plants, they receive their growth through photosynthesis. Using hamon, I can bend the light that they absorb into themselves. But not only that, the plants would begin to grow as if they were aging. You have even that type of control? Hamon spells. There's something that are akin to hamon, the next stage in hamon usage. Of course, there are countless numbers of them, from the simple to the more complicated. But any hamon master that's worth their weight in anything in this life, they develop one technique, a hamon spell that is all their own, something entirely unique to them. If you are able to master that technique, if you are able to bring it forth, then there is nothing you can't achieve. I believe that you boys are closer to figuring out what your signature hamon spell truly is. If you want this helmet back, JoJo, then before you go tapping into Naboo's power to gain that knowledge over those spells, I want to see if you can master your own. For the next 6 days, you will cultivate a Haman spell, entirely original. And then you will take your final test. The final test? Yes. Caesar, you will fight against Messina. JoJo, you will fight against Loggins. I want you to show them the fruits of your labor. Show me what you can do with your Haman. Your Haman is more than just a power that you receive from the sun. Haman is a blessing upon which you cultivate something for yourself. A Haman spell, it's more than just power. It's more than just strength. It is a reflection of your soul. And I believe that your souls burn bright and they shine like the sun, each one their own star. Do not make me regret my faith in you. Show me what the sun gives you. Show me what you cultivate. Show me your true star. The boys would begin to train, now individually, to bring out their true technique. As for Lisa, she would recluse herself to her chambers. As she looked across from her seat, the helmet of fate stood before her. She hadn't seen it in almost 20 years. She remembered the last time she held it. Slowly, she let her hair down as she placed the helmet over her head. It's been a long time, Lisa. No thanks to you, Naboo. You've gotten him involved in this. He chose of his own accord. And how do I know that you didn't manipulate things? Contrary to popular belief, I am not a monster. Keep telling yourself that. Do you still hate me? Hate? Funny how you use that word. Something you don't even understand. But you asked me about hate. What I feel for you is far more than hate. I wish I could describe it to you, but it would be pointless, for I could not find the words, nor could you understand them. You could say that's what I feel for you, something that I can't understand. His death is on your hands. It's all because of you. You claim to be powerful. You told me that we could achieve anything together. So tell me this. When I needed you, when I begged you, I did everything that you asked of me. I never denied you anything. Not when you tore my body apart. Not when you almost ripped my spirit out of me. I gave you everything, Naboo. I only asked one thing. One request. One wish. For all the sacrifices I made for you, I asked you one thing. So tell me, why? Why didn't you save him? This concludes JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Battle of Fate. What if Joseph Joestar was Dr. Fate? Part 4. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. And stay tuned next time as we continue with JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, Battle of Fate. What if Joseph Joestar was Dr. Fate? Part 5. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.